don't want to become a victim or a slave of anything.
Yeah,
so I'm careful. There are people that can't keep their phones down.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow, where we talk about everything and anything as it concerns our everyday life, if you get what I'm trying to talk about. My name is David, and I'm not alone, obviously.
Of course, his partner in crime is here.
And I don't do crime.
Yes, bringing you doses of happiness
I
today
don't do crime.
is Laura.
Yeah, Laura, welcome.
I mean, crime of being beautiful, actually. That's the only thing I can be guilty
I
of.
think I can be guilty of that
Who
too
is this?
sometimes.
Salele. Moving on.
So
Yes.
today we're asking a question.
Mhm.
And what is the question? Ask the question, Laura.
So the question is, are you addicted to the internet?
Are you
Now,
addicted to the internet?
Pause.
Mm.
David is actually addicted to the internet. He's pressing his phone right now.
Okay.
Very crazy.
Okay. He will have the floor to defend himself very soon. So now, are you addicted to the internet? In today's digital age, the internet has become an integral part of our daily lives. We rely on it for communication, for information, especially for entertainment, and countless other purposes.
However, the line between healthy usage and addiction has become increasingly blurred. Internet addiction affects billions of people worldwide. So today we're going to be talking about how internet addiction has affected young people, old people, whatever, wherever you are.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're talking about today.
Yeah,
So we're going to start by asking David, you're on our show, why are you pressing your phone?
I've been introduced, David.
You see, I told you, pride is something that is attendant to this day. So on the show, we are not alone.
Of
We are
course.
obviously not alone.
Not you.
Forgive
okay.
our Kilama, what do we call it?
Overserving don't kill me
Okay.
today.
So, Mr. Cyril, thank you for joining us on the show.
I'm
sir.
glad to be here.
And
We have obviously sitting very close.
Fine
to
Boy
me.
David.
That's the line. Don't forget.
And, all right. After David, we have
Please be the light.
our light of the world present.
Yeah.
She's always bringing the light here. I mean, I think it's very obvious.
Yeah.
So now that you've introduced yourself,
Lights
David,
were
can you now
for me.
answer my question? Why are you pressing your phone on my set?
I was working on your sets.
You were
Yeah, that's my
working.
defense.
These are the issues.
Is that an issue?
No, he's sitting very close to me. He's pressing
This
his
topic is
phone.
actually very, very interesting because I have a lot of things in my head, a lot of questions,
Okay.
a whole lot of questions.
Let's take it back to the ugly David.
I
So
bind
I
with
mean
you,
that I
Jesus.
mean that in the
I
best way
know, I
possible.
pride myself in
He
the fact
said
that
he said he's the fine boy David. So I mean
Is the
opposite,
second
Opposite.
fine boy, David.
two fine boys can coexist in the same space.
not in my
So I just
opinion.
helped you. So where I'm going is internet addiction.
Mm.
Do you know why I like this topic?
Mm.
It's going to sound very somehow, but this past week, or just this past week,
Mm.
Sunday evening, this past week, that was when I downloaded Twitter back, TikTok again, and Instagram. I took a fast. I knew I needed it. Do you know why? I found that I could not just remain on my own without wanting to. By default, I find my hand moving to apps without me consciously even making decisions to do it. And I'm not even kidding. I'm just on my phone. Okay, what's the next thing? I want to do something else, and by default, I'm clicking on X. I'm clicking on. And I find that, okay, what are you doing? I then thought, delete this thing. The first few days, my God, I felt like I was almost having withdrawal symptoms. I was just sleeping.
I mean that's
And I began
very...
to be very specific. Okay, now I want to escape. There's nowhere to escape. So I then calm down. Okay, what should you be doing now? I then I read. I had to read and I enjoyed life again. So I think I'm not the only one that suffers that problem.
Thank you for sharing your problem with us.
Okay.
Ah.
No, for sharing what was my problem. Let's put it in perspective. Does anybody on set? Have you experienced anything
next
like
person will take your problems one by
Laura,
one.
please. Laura, please.
This is not a healing center.
Does
Thank you very
anybody,
much.
you that are talking, anytime,
Have
for
you
those
have
of
you
you,
And then
have you seen Laura? Any girl like this, if Laura just had an accident, she will set her phone like this and say,
I remember
guys,
she carry tripod stand.
do you get?
I actually beg to differ.
Mm.
I'm not addicted to the internet.
You are what?
I'm not. Wait.
You are dependent
I
to
can
the internet.
explain. I can explain myself. So for like 2 months now, I've consciously told myself that okay, this is what I'm going to do every day.
Mm.
I like to be what's the word is chronically online because I need to like know what's happening.
That means
you
you
know.
are addicted.
No. Wait. There's a difference. As someone who works in the
Very
media,
serious.
as someone who works in the media, I feel like you need to at every point in time you have to know what's happening. You don't have to be clueless. So that is why I like to stay online.
You
But
think
I
so?
also tell myself that okay, I'm going to stay online. And then this time of the day is for me to work. This time of the day is and for the past week, I've been watching Korean movies. I've not even been online like that. So I wouldn't say, yes, it's very intentional.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say I'm addicted to the internet because I know when, so some days I just go, I leave my WhatsApp. I don't do anything there. I don't do anything on my Instagram. Do you get? I just go online, see what's happening. Okay, this is what's happening.
Leave her alone.
Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not addicted to the internet.
Okay.
Next person.
Light. Addiction to the internet. Do you suffer it or you don't? You are above that kind of thing.
I'm not above it though.
You are not okay. I like you. You are sincere. You are not like some of us here. Continue.
No,
Please.
I'm not above it.
You are not above. Okay. How have you managed your
Jamie,
way
why are you
around
throwing
it?
shots?
Please.
I'm still suffering from it presently.
Mm.
Yes, because at times especially YouTube. I go on YouTube to actually like watch videos that are very
Therapeutic?
yes. No.
Educated.
Educative, yes. In my choosing
Field of work?
yes,
Industry?
you get
Crap,
it. And eventually I'll get online and
Before you don't enter the
Is it YouTube Shorts that you fall prey to?
then before you know it, I'm watching reels from reels. I'm going to Kiki's page, she's playing his page, and
Do
everything
you
like
get-
that. So a lot of distractions. So the only thing, okay, I realize I have a problem there, so I would download my data.
Okay. That's how you
Because staying online,
maneuver
oh
it.
god.
That's interesting. So, David, can you share your... I know you're addicted to the internet, but...
David-
I'm actually not that addicted to the internet.
Oh, please.
Actually,
Are you sure?
yes.
Let me let you explain yourself.
I 80% of the time work with my phone. So I'm always either on my phone or on my laptop. Not I'm on MS Word or Google Doc. I'm not really on social
So
media.
you don't use Snapchat.
I don't. You see my snap score, they low.
Do you use WhatsApp?
Let's see.
That's I would say I use
TikTok.
because TikTok. I only use
He's
TikTok for
always
one
on
person.
TikTok.
For one person.
And who's the person?
That you. That's the only person I
That.
go.
I'm not here to promote anybody. Moving
But yeah,
on.
let's not do that. So
Unlike you guys. Sorry.
okay,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
other X uncle? You don't.
So-
I will come back to you.
Yes.
Mr. Cyril. Mr. Cyril.
I don't think Mr.
I want
Siri
to
is
ask
addicted to the
specific questions
internet.
before you give us.
Please do.
Are you on X?
I am.
Are you on TikTok?
No.
Are you
trying
on
to say it's
Snapchat? Are you on WhatsApp?
Of course I am.
Are you on which other one?
Facebook.
Facebook.
I very well am.
Are you on Instagram?
Of course I am.
So we've taken TikTok out of the picture, have you?
Yeah,
TikTok,
of course.
So
Snapchat.
is TikTok and Snapchat. So now what we have is Mr. Cyril is on Facebook, on
Instagram,
Instagram, and on
Twitter,
Twitter.
on YouTube.
On YouTube, of
yes.
course.
On YouTube. Okay.
I'm heavy on
And on
YouTube,
WhatsApp.
actually.
Which one swallows the most of
On
your time?
YouTube.
How do you know so much?
I said that next year for free.
Why are you not on TikTok and why not Instagram?
So first of all, this topic that's on the table today is a serious one.
Yeah.
It's not one of those things that we can just talk about, share ideas and walk away. For me, life is a lot more serious than a lot of people are willing to admit it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because our choices determine our destiny. There's a Greek philosopher that said character is fate. Character is fate.
Character is fate.
Yes, that is to say your character is essentially your destiny.
Mm.
Whether somebody who sees you
character is fate, as in
yes,
FAT.
Okay. So it's like saying somebody who sees you at Enterprise TV, if you had an opportunity, I would really recommend you. Because that's how we basically grow. That's how we basically, yes. So it's your character, it's what they think of you, what they remember. That's so for me, I'm here on YouTube because I define YouTube as continuous learning. Continuous learning.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I define YouTube to be, continuous learning.
So it's not like you go to YouTube to relax.
So the things that I relax on, you may not find them
very
interesting. Yes, but I relax on them.
I know.
So there's a particular guy that voiced a documentary series.
Yeah.
Listening to his voice is enough to.
It's soothing for
Yes.
you.
Wait,
I
think we have one thing in common when it comes to using YouTube.
Okay, which is
That's basically what you do.
Okay.
So the thing I do on my YouTube is I go voiceovers, TV screens,
Voice actors, actually.
voice
Yes.
actors. Those are the things I do on my
Yeah,
YouTube basically.
yeah.
So all my YouTube downloads are things that have to do with voice.
Yes,
voice,
exactly.
voice,
So,
voice,
yeah,
voice.
So everybody's using YouTube to enhance their craft.
it's a learning platform actually. I said that.
For real though, that's
Yeah, so I hardly do. You see, so this matter is really broad.
Yeah.
David. It's broad. So okay, so let's even just deconstruct it. I'm on Instagram. Have not posted one single thing. But
Can
you
we
won't
say
believe,
you're on Instagram?
but you won't believe that I have.
Instagram ghosts. Now.
If you know the number of, but I have followers. Like you won't believe that somebody hasn't posted anything as well as that much. Twitter, I used to post before. I have. Like
You look like someone that should be active on Twitter. Is it just me? You guys are not talking now.
He feels like those people that used to drop long
Do
episodes
you
on
get
Twitter.
educating specific social commentary all the time?
I used to be. Facebook, I used to be very active on Facebook.
Okay.
But at the time, I sort of just, maybe for me, it started to take on some sort of noise value a bit for me.
I didn't get that.
It began to assume a noisy dimension for me.
Okay.
So I think I withdrew and somehow I just didn't find myself going back. Because, so there's something about me, now you're talking of social commentary and stuff. I would rather I'm learning than I'm teaching. Every time you see me stepping to do something, it's because the person who should have done it didn't show up. That's how I even became a commentator on TV. It was accidental. It wasn't what I wanted to do.
You said so.
So I always want to. It's only when I do so many people are saying things on Twitter and everything. I'll read, I'll learn. Okay, but it's not my nature to first of all be the one trying to.
How do you find the urge to? Because you say you read stuff. I'm sure there's stuff you see and you'll be like, this person missed it here.
How do you
find the urge to?
I'm watching a film with my wife sometimes, a historical movie, and I tell her that's not how this thing
It's not accurate.
Then 2 seasons later,
Okay.
the thing I said,
That happens. She doesn't see you as a nerd. That don't spoil the movie for me.
she read like I do too.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
to be more, those reels are a danger. They're a danger. You know, there's a challenge that the Gen Zs stand the risk of facing. Attention deficit disorder. And
Attention deficit
disorder, yeah, that's what it's called. And then, what's it called? Reels have a way of pushing you into that space.
Yeah.
Where somebody will tell me, somebody was telling me the other day that watching an interview of 30 minutes was a lot for him. He said 30, actually less than 30. But I'm like 30 minutes and it's.
Do you know why it is so, sir? Sorry for cutting you short. There's this thing that happens on TikTok. TikTok fries your brain.
Yes.
It literally fries it. Because when you're watching, the first 5-10 seconds, if you don't find the excitement, you swipe. The next video, 5-10 seconds, you don't find the excitement, you swipe. Before you know it, you can't sit down to watch a proper movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't even stop affecting academics or your ability to just comprehend scholarly stuff. You are watching a movie, you just go on Netflix, you pick a movie, and the first scene, they are not doing something like this movie is not interesting.
Yeah.
So most people then go watch movies on maybe when someone tells them it is interesting.
Yeah.
So they are just watching. They have faith that it is interesting because you
You
said
said it.
because you said it.
Yeah.
So that thing you said about attention span, it is.
There are
it is
three.
major
there
problem.
are three. I was researching it as we sat here. the hormones like dopamine,
Yeah.
oxytocin, endorphins.
Sorry for the laugh.
The thing is, I don't want to become a victim or a slave of anything. Yeah, so I'm careful. There are people that can't keep their phones down.
Yeah, people.
They just can't keep their phones
People
down.
People is
They
me.
just can't keep their phones down for a second.
I have
You see,
people.
because by phone etiquette.
By phone etiquette.
Yes, no, of course.
You see how these things are sounding strange to us? You see, you get we have a lot of work to
when
do.
you're in a meeting. Okay, first of all, if you're talking to your manager, your boss, or even a senior, your phone shouldn't even really be on the table. Just keep it to yourself.
Shouldn't be visible.
Yeah, as much as possible. But if you have to keep it, it's fine. But just make sure you're not on it. So you pay full attention to the person.
And that one, it seems is a no-brainer because
Okay,
even
fine.
for our parents,
Then,
she kept talking to you. Phone.
Yeah.
then secondly, if you walk into, let's say, a reception or a gathering, you shouldn't be too much on it too. These days there'll be a skit of, okay, I wanted to tell them that I've arrived. I want to tell somebody that I've got to the place. It's fine. But beyond those perfunctory things, keep your phone out. You know why?
Right.
So for a variety of reasons, I'm the front desk person. You walked into our organization. Maybe you came to look for a job, or you came for something else. There's no human
interaction.
is you just walk in, hi, I'm here, okay, and you're in your phone from beginning to the end. Chances are, when do you ever leave your phone? If we give you a job here, won't you be employed in two places?
Observe it.
Yes.
Won't you be employed in two places?
One on your phone and on your job. Your concentration level. People, this is, I'm saying it needlessly because people who go for interviews know better than to.
What you said now brings something to mind. I've said it here before. There's a man in our house that used to come, and every day as a child we used to say Uncle So-so, Uncle So-so, Uncle So-so. Until maybe when I was 8 or 9, and then obviously I was already growing. I then asked Daddy that, how is he related? Whose side of the family is he from? And my dad said family. That they met years ago in a bus. In a downfall. Maybe change or whatever drew them. They had a discussion whatsoever. And before you knew the exchange, then phones were the function of phone was very, very pronounced. Calls or nothing. And text, obviously. So he said that was how then he seems he wanted to look for a place after some time. I remember that this person said he lives around. Then he called, before he knew it, he got houses. Then before you knew it was coming. This one knows this one's mother. This one knows this one's mother. He is part of the family now. That will never happen with us with our name relation.
It could, but
It
it's
could.
good.
Do you know why?
I think it transcended from meeting in the bus to meeting on Facebook.
What is the quality of meeting over the internet as opposed to meeting in person? One thing I do now, for me, let me talk about it.
But it's boss.
Wait, no,
I get, no.
Let me land my thoughts.
Wait.
Let me land my thoughts so I put it in perspective. One thing I do for me is, online, my friends know that if you want to reach David, don't send him a message. If you really want to talk to David, when you talk to me or we are good friends, I'm not saying it to be proud, to sound proud. You always want to come back and talk to me, whether you're a guy or a girl.
No.
I know how I bond
So
with
sweet.
my friends.
Laura.
I bond with my friends. I'm not joking. So most times I don't reply chats because it feels very not out of dismissal. I don't prioritize it. I'm doing other stuff.
Dismissal.
It feels very impersonal. If you get what I'm trying to say. So when I see you in person, when I'm in school, there are people that, especially ladies, I have a lot of lady friends. They will be very angry
Okay.
that you don't reply chat. I text it. But when they see me in person, I have a register in person that you can't just stay angry. You just that's the quality of physical interaction.
David,
I'm not
back to
deviating.
what
I'm
we're
trying to
talking
say
about.
that the quality of physical interaction and interacting over the internet, we try to make it seem like they are side by side. They are not. The difference is high. So our addiction to the internet, and you feel you can use it to surface for physical, it won't work. Do you?
But
Have I brought it?
I feel like what you're doing right now is you're being an extremist. Permit me to
extremist.
permit me to say that.
No, let's not call it extreme. What David
Wait,
is talking about
wait.
is out of
I
sight.
understand. Let me explain. So I understand where you're coming from, but it's just like the way you're saying. I get where you're trying to. Okay, your dad met somebody in the bus, or there's need for meeting people physically and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your own points, but as much as that is also viable, you cannot take away the fact that, I mean, times are changing, and really online, offline, whatever it is, just say that, okay, I'm not an online person. That works for you. There are people that do things, they meet people, it works, they get married online.
Okay.
You necessarily you don't need to really be outside to get anything done. Whether it's your work, whatever it is. I don't need to step outside my house. I can stay in my house for 2 weeks. I will order food. I will do everything I want to do.
Is that the
comfort of my home?
That's a big question.
No, because people are different. I don't like to be outside. Wait, excuse me. I don't like to go outside. I like to stay inside a lot. So of course, being I like to stay inside.
Our topic is internet addiction, right?
Yes.
Let's just come back.
Okay. It's David that carried us away.
It's fine because we're talking about. There's one thing about meeting people. I know that there is a person's digital personality, and there's who the person is.
Okay, it can be different.
In real life, of course.
Yeah, you know, these people that do scam, these people that do 419 scam, that write their letters and say, I do not come to you by chance.
Yeah.
You know, they have an online personality that when they're communicating with you, like this Yahoo boys do.
You feel like that.
They build a character, they build a profile, they build a personality that is very different from who they actually are. Yes.
So that is false.
Yeah, so sometimes you may see somebody with me on WhatsApp watching.
Like when Mr. Siri is going
the picture, the person's DP was dapper, you know, everything was good until I met the person face to face. And the first thing I said, I went back to check the picture, whether it was the same person that I had seen. So that thing, there could be a line. Ultimately, right? No matter how many gadgets we want to, eventually you still have to meet the person. Because that's where the
that is not the it doesn't look like I'm not deviating from the topic.
You are deviating.
I am not deviating.
We're talking about being
one of the reasons why we are addicted to the
internet.
internet is because we use it to socialize. I'm saying that the quality of socializing on the internet as opposed to moving in person or interacting in person is not the same. So one of the consequences of internet addiction might be the depletion of the quality of relationships in the world.
Yeah.
Do you feel me now?
There's so many.
That's there, and then there's also the fact that people go online to like escape reality.
Do you understand?
And then I just thought about it. If introverts of today have phones inside, they have no reason to come outside.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Everybody's not an extrovert. There are some people that being inside is what works for them. You cannot say, because you need to go outside, you need to go outside. What if I want to stay indoors? What if I don't even want to see people? I just want to do that.
You are right.
I get where Laura
is also extreme.
No, I get where Laura is coming from. Get.
Okay.
Regardless of whatever you are, either you are an extrovert or you are an introvert or you are the odd divert, you have to learn to interact with people. Nobody is an island.
Okay, nobody can I just want to say something.
No, if by way of
David, because let me say something. I feel like when we say people are addicted to the internet, like in our generation right now, you could say that this person is addicted to the internet. Whole time he's working on his phone, but every time you see him, he's pressing his phone. I could be on TikTok. You don't know that I'm working on TikTok. I could be on my Instagram, but I'm also working. So you cannot basically say, oh, because this person is addicted, you don't know what they're doing on the internet.
Yeah, but there's a real problem of internet addiction. So, for example,
of course, I'm not taking away the fact that there is internet addiction. There's definitely internet addiction. But like whatever has, the good parts also has like the bad parts. So yes, people being addicted to the internet has made the world better.
Somebody wakes up in the morning.
People work from home and they make money.
First thing they pick up. I am somebody is me.
What if my client wakes up by 9 a.m. and I need to be up to schedule things for my client?
Laura, they've not brushed. They've not. They won't eat.
I am there, man.
Wow.
And just look before now.
You cannot say that everybody is guilty of that on this table.
Laura. What you just said.
Just pick up their phone.
Okay, Mr. Siri cannot.
Mr. Siri, you don't do that. You don't do that, really.
Just wake up in the morning.
You don't do it.
And the person that is
you don't do it.
From your bed.
If I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is to join. Mr. Siri, let me explain to you. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is to join an NLP or any prayer online. So I'll carry my phone.
Let's not dispute the fact that David on his own. If David has a girlfriend now, you will be more on the I want to see you in my face.
Why are you existing over the phone?
So do you know that phone is expensive?
Phone is expensive.
Fuel is expensive. So because I want to see David, I'll be wasting my transport.
I will pay for it.
Not David.
I will pay for it. That's just it. So internet addiction, let's drive it home. We have to have a part 2 if Mr. Siri will agree for it. We definitely have to have a part 2. So internet addiction is a real problem. And we should find a way to, I like the fact that I was conscious enough to find out that I have to find a way to do away with this thing at least for a while so that I can get my. And you say you do the same thing. I'm very shocked that you did the same thing, but it's good. It's good for us to be very, very, very conscious. The way you are looking at us from home, there is a very high chance that you are addicted to your phone. You are addicted to the internet. Check it. Try to exist without it for 1 hour straight.
Okay, so my very humble contribution is that genuinely, I feel like yes, internet addiction is real. And I feel like people need to go outside and touch grass often.
Yeah.
And when I say touch grass, I mean not like grass, not like go and be touching grass, but I'm sure you understand that. So like go outside. Internet is not real. There are so many people that you see online, they will say 50k is too small money. This one. But when you meet them in real life, you realize that the internet video is not real. Do you understand? So yes, it's being addicted to the internet. Sometimes we have to work on the internet, but sometimes you need a reality check. Like, okay, this is not how it works in real life. This person I'm talking to, have you ever been like, you have an idea of this person because you're talking to them, but when you meet them in real life, you're like, no, nah, this is not the person. So it's good to break away from that addiction. And to be honest, I feel like every time, there was a time I was like really like, I'm always like on the internet, but one time I just went off my WhatsApp. Ever since that time, I don't even like care anymore. And that's what it does. You need to like take a break, because when you take a break, you realize that, why was I doing this to myself? And then you start to see what you can use your time to do better. You invest in your personal life, like not online. And that money you're using to buy data, you can use it to buy food actually.
Speak, Laura. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Mr. Siri,
Laura. Since I dropped my phone, I realized, Laura is a fine girl.
We'll make comments on that later. Thank you, David, for joining us.
You will actually notice the difference in your life. In your thinking, in your mind, when you don't have a device to distract you. I mean, because I was in the pre-device age.
So it actually works for you.
No. We have to wrap up.
The people who do high level productivity, the people who do high level productivity. So for example, people who do soda drinks, they don't consume as much of it.
Yes,
as
they do not.
the people who produce these apps and gadgets and internet don't consume it the way. There's a certain degree of the human potential or genius that you must tap into to be able to produce and create things that are able.
And sustain.
So if you go under it, you can never be above it.
If you go under it, you can never be above it. I think on that note, we can wrap up today.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on today's episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow. Answer the question in your heart.
Are you addicted to the internet?
And it's a wrap on this episode. Follow us on all digital platforms at Enterprise TV 7. And do join us next time for another exciting show. From us here, it's bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.